We're almost ready to start our project. The materials you have purchased do not include tools or glue. Make sure you have these items before beginning. They are noted on your instruction sheet and can be seen here. I will be using a black and white square for measuring so you can see more clearly. A 12-inch ruler and pencil works well. The pencil marks also hide much easier for finishing the project. Make sure to work on top of a surface that will take a pounding from a hammer when driving in the nails, and if you get some glue on it, it cleans up easily. We're going to begin by drawing the lines on our side rails. We're going to make lines on here. This is where we're going to drive all the nails in. So we're going to take and make a mark 3/8 of an inch in from all of our edges. Okay? So we're just going to take our pencil and our ruler, and we're going to take and make a mark at 3/8 of an inch. This mark, after we draw the lines for it, will allow us to drive nails exactly into the other piece in the center. Okay? That way we don't miss the piece of wood and drive it beside. It's an easy way to make sure we get the nails where we want them to be. Okay, so we're going to mark 3/8 of an inch at the top. We're going to mark 3/8 of an inch at the bottom, and we're going to join the dots together. Okay. In this case, where our ruler isn't as long as it needs to be to go across, what we can do is we can make multiple dots along here. So we'll start at the one end. We'll go 3/8 of an inch up. We'll do another one in the middle at 3/8 of an inch, and another one at the far end at 3/8 of an inch. Okay. And then we can simply take our ruler at this point in time and draw a line across. Make sure your ruler stays straight, doesn't move on you. You want to make sure these lines are straight, because the nails are going to make sure that our project gets held together and that they go down the middle of the board. If they go too close to the edge, they tend to split the wood. Okay. So on the ends of our pieces, that's where we're going to put our first set of screws, or nails, sorry. We are going to place them 1 inch from the bottom and 1 inch from the top. So we'll just put a little dot or a little dash across our line. That's where we're going to be setting the nail afterwards. Okay. We can set all of our pieces like that since we're on this end. It makes it a lot easier just to line it up and do this for you. I'm starting here at 3.5 inches, so I'm going back 1 inch so I can mark it at 2.5. Okay. I'm going to move down to the opposite end here, and we'll do the same things. Make a mark 1 inch in from each edge. Okay. Next set of marks we need for nails are along the bottoms of the rails. Okay, and they're going to be spaced out a little bit differently. We've got the measurements on the instruction sheet. Okay. Easy way to do it. These nail placements aren't exact as long as they are close. This is what will work, so you can actually transfer the marks across like this onto the other board, and then you will have all your nail placements. Mom and Dad's table, yeah, you don't want to be putting a nail hole in the kitchen table. To prevent that, if you put a piece of wood underneath it, and that'll protect the table. Step 1 is now complete. Next step, we're going to be putting nails into the end caps the same way we did the side rails. Okay. Right now our end caps do line up with each other. So if you take the end caps and stand them up like this, And if you hold them so they're flush, you're going to notice that the hole lines up perfectly in the center. If you take the end caps and turn them over so they're on opposite directions, these ones are actually pretty good. Sometimes the hole will be a little bit off-centered and the sides won't quite line up. So always make sure that you start with them so it's as perfect as possible. Nice and clean, it's straight, the lines are straight, the edges are all straight. Now we're going to take these two pieces then, and we're going to simply open them up like this, and then we're going to make our lines on here to drive in nails, same way we did the side rails. Okay. We're going to grab our ruler, grab our marker, and again, same as the other ones, we're going to make our line 3/8 of an inch up from the bottom of the board. Okay. Put our little dots on the board, 3 little dots, dots across, and then we simply have to connect the dots. So there's our marks, 3/8 of an inch from the bottom, and we need to go 1 inch in from each edge. These are simply just going to get 2 nails each on the end of these boards. So go 1 inch in, and if we want to go 1 inch in on the other end, put our ruler on there, we'll just use 1 inch, 1 inch, and 1 inch. Okay, and those will be the positions we're going to drive our nails in. Your end caps are now ready.
Start by placing a small bead of glue along the edge of board C. Then take the end cap B, line the edges, and drive the nails down into board C to securely affix the two pieces together. Repeat this procedure for the other end of the box, completing both end caps. Now that you've got both end caps nailed on securely, put the box on its side. Place a thin bead of glue around all the edges facing upwards. Take your side rail board that you put the nails on, back in step number 1, and align one edge. I suggest starting with the end cap on one end. Usually the right side works better. Put in the 2 nails there. Proceed to the left lower corner, align that edge so it's flush with the edges, and drive in that nail. And then finally go to the top on the left side where the end cap is, align that edge, drive in the last nail, then continue to drive in the rest of the nails along the bottom edge, securing it all together. Next up, flip the box over and repeat the procedure on the other side. You're almost there.
Okay, the last and final step is to install our handle. The handle is simply going to get placed in the middle, right down the center of the holes. We're going to make sure that it's equally spaced out each end. We're going to take our ruler and we're going to go, it's spaced out 1.5 inches on that side. And we're going to measure this side, and it's also 1.5 inches out that side as well. So it's right in the middle. On the tops of our end, you'll notice that we have 2 holes in there. The holes are to make it easier for us to drive the screws in. This is the point in time where a lot of us would say, let's just use a drill and let's put the screw in with a drill. And for those of you that are doing that without watching the video first, I'm going to tell you you could have one really bad thing happen. When this screw goes in, okay, it's going to tighten up in there, and because you're going along the grain of the wood, tighten it up too much and you probably will split your handle or split the end cap. And if you split the end cap, you got to take the whole project apart in order to replace that end cap, and then you have to go out and cut another one first. Okay, so do it by hand. The power driver is by far faster, but also if you don't have have good control over it, it can also do a lot more damage to your project. Now the handle's in there. You now have a project that is ready to be used. Congratulations. Now you can stain it, paint it, color it, and start to fill it. Thank you.